Isinglass is a substance obtained from the dried swim bladders of fish. It is a form of collagen used mainly for the clarification and fining of beer. It can also be cooked into a paste for specialized gluing purposes. Its origin is from the obsolete Dutch huizenblaas. Huizen is a kind of sturgeon, and blaas is a bladder. Isinglass was originally made exclusively from sturgeon, especially beluga, until the 1795 invention by William Murdoch of a cheap substitute using cod. This was extensively used in Britain in place of Russian isinglass. The bladders, once removed from the fish, processed, and dried, are formed into various shapes for use. Foods and drinks. Before the inexpensive production of gelatin and other competing products, isinglass was used in confectionery and desserts such as fruit jelly and blancmange. Isinglass finings are widely used as a processing aid in the British brewing industry to accelerate the fining or clarification of beer. They are used particularly in the production of cask-conditioned beers, although a few cask scales are available which are not fined using isinglass. The finings flocculate the live yeast in the beer into a jelly-like mass which settles to the bottom of the cask. Left undisturbed, beer will clear naturally. The use of isinglass finings accelerates the process. Isinglass is sometimes used with an auxiliary fining, which further accelerates the process of sedimentation. Non-cask beers that are destined for kegs, cans, or bottles are often pasteurized and filtered. The yeast in these beers tends to settle to the bottom of the storage tank naturally, so the sediment from these beers can often be filtered without using isinglass. However, some breweries still use isinglass finings for non-cask beers, especially when attempting to repair bad batches. Although very little isinglass remains in the beer when it is drunk, many vegetarians consider beers that are processed with these finings to be unsuitable for vegetarian diets. A beer fining agent that is suitable for vegetarians is Irish moss, a type of red algae also known as carrageenan. However, carrageenan-based products primarily reduce hazes caused by proteins, but isinglass is used at the end of the brewing process, after fermentation, to remove yeast. Since the two fining agents act differently, they are not interchangeable, and some beers use both. Isinglass finings are also used in the production of kosher wines, although for reasons of kashrut, they are not derived from the beluga sturgeon. This fish is not kosher. Whether the use of a non-kosher isinglass renders a beverage non-kosher is a matter of debate in Jewish law. Rabbi Yehezkel in Noda B'Yehuda, 1st edition, Georgiah 26, for example, permits such beverages. This is the position followed by many kashrut-observant Jews today. Egg preservative. Isinglass was used as a preservative in Britain in the 1940s before and during the Second World War. Isinglass from tins was dissolved into water, typically in a bucket. The resulting solution acted as an effective preservative for fresh eggs which were submerged in it. Parchment conservation. Isinglass is also used to help repair parchment. Pieces of the best Russian isinglass are soaked overnight to soften and swell the dried material. Next, it is cooked slowly in a double boiler at 45 degrees Celsius while being stirred. A small amount of gum tragacanth dissolved in water is added to the strained isinglass solution to act as an emulsifier. When repairing paint that is flaking from parchment, isinglass can be applied directly to an area which has been soaked with a small amount of ethanol. It is typically applied as a very tiny drop that is then guided, with the help of a binocular microscope, under the edges of flaking paint. It can also be used to coat tissue a gold better skin. Here, isinglass is similar to parchment size and other forms of gelatin, but it is unique in that as a dried film the adhesive can be reactivated with moisture. For this use, the isinglass is cooked with a few drops of glycerin or honey. This adhesive is advantageous in situations where minimal use of water is desired for the parchment, as the isinglass can be reactivated with an ethanol water mixture. It also has a greater adhesive strength than many other adhesives used for parchment repair.